We haven't seen the radar like this in a long time. A nor'easter dumping snow, sleet, and rain across our area. This is a live look at Allentown. Look at those roads. Lehigh County is seeing some of the highest snow totals across our area, and it's not over yet.
And let's move over to Bucks County now. Pennsylvania officials urging drivers to stay off the roads. A big concern tonight, though, will be ice. In New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy issued a state of emergency because of the storm. You can see the snow coming down in Haddonfield this earlier tonight.
Of course, our crews are all spread out all around the region tonight, showing us just how the storm is impacting where you live. And one thing is for sure, we are not quite out of the woods just yet. I'm Shayna Humphreys.
Not quite yet. I'm Jason Martinez. We're live tonight here in Havertown, Delaware County, right in front of my neighborhood. And we've seen it all here. Rain, sleet, some big fat flakes a little earlier of snow, several inches in fact. And now we're left with a gorgeous blanket of snow in this winter wonderland we call Delco and across the entire Delaware Valley. What a beautiful storm it has been. Of course, my neighbors are back there. They have some kind of snowstorm party going on with beverages while I'm out here working. But that's a whole different story. But back inside we go, and Kathy, talking snowfall totals, and this storm isn't over yet.
No, most of the snow has fallen, but you're right, the storm is not over just yet. You see some light precipitation falling right now in our suburbs, mainly in the form of sleet, a little bit of snow, and also some freezing rain. As we take a zoom in, you can see the dry air that's making its way into the system, lifting up from the south toward the north along that I-95 corridor. Still rain in South Jersey, that wintry mix north and west. In Lehigh Valley, some patchy snow showers continue. So this is going to be what's going to be going on over the next several hours. What you see is what you get. Visibility up to 1 mile in Allentown. That's actually an improvement. Same in the Poconos, Trenton, 1 mile. Elsewhere, improved visibility as we're seeing mainly some sleet and freezing rain. You can see in Atlantic City, we actually have fog at the airport, 1.7 mile visibility. Here's a look at the snow amounts today. Some of the highest totals. Coopersburg is in Lehigh County, 9 inches. Easton, 9 inches. Quakertown, 8 inches. Near 7 inches in Elverson. Chadds Ford, 6 inches. And Royers Ford, close to 6 inches of snow. And we are going to be seeing this, as I mentioned, right now, seeing the sleet staying where it is for the next couple of hours. But after the midnight hour, the storm pulls away. All this changes over to snow, especially right toward Philadelphia, maybe a wintry mix continuing in South Jersey, and then 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. it pulls away and we see drying conditions. The next big problem is going to be the wind. Winds already gusting to about 35, even 45 miles an hour, and that wind will be brutal during the day tomorrow as well. Between now and 7 a.m., northwestern suburbs, Lehigh Valley, that precipitation will change back over to light snow ending about 7 a.m. Philadelphia and adjacent suburbs in New Jersey and Delaware, any wintry mix changing over to light snow and ending early tomorrow morning. In central Delaware and South Jersey, the rain ends and the howling winds continue, which will be a big factor come tomorrow morning with wind chills. We'll talk more about that coming up. For now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Kathy. And those howling winds you're talking about, Chris, you know all about those. You've seen some of the worst this storm has to offer out there in Allentown.
Yeah, according to Kathy earlier tonight, we were seeing near blizzard conditions here in the Lehigh Valley. We're in Allentown right now where about 7-8 inches of snow fell. It has lightened up, very light snow. It is really just blowing around right now. But the story you see, look at behind me. This is what you see all over the Lehigh Valley. That truck right now is stuck in the snow. What you can't see, another truck right there is a tow truck behind that trying to dig out that truck. The 8 inches here made for some very slippery nights on some area roadways. Take a look earlier. Drivers were just slipping and sliding all over the place. The snow at one point coming down at a rate of about 1.5 inches per hour. Also saw very gusty winds blowing the snow all over the roads. Among the few people out on the highways tonight, many plow truck drivers. Of course, they're happy to be back at it for the first time in about 20 months since the last snowfall. Even they say this was a lot to handle.
The last 3 hours, I think we got about 7 inches on the ground. Every time I make a pass, I come back around the building and there's already more snow on the ground. I mean, pretty exciting, you know, for plowing snow for like almost 30 years. You know, I don't remember the snow coming down this fast.
Now, like we said, a lot of people slipping and sliding out there tonight. We were actually keeping busy helping people, motorists, stranded motorists, get out of the snowbanks. We, we like to say we are a full-service newscast, guys. Bring you back out here live. That truck is still stuck. Many others are still stuck. I also want to say we had my ruler out here, our marker. First of all, look, I'm knee deep in snow right now. This is what it's been doing, blowing around. What is it? This is at 14 inches right now at a snowdrift, just to give you an idea of how much this is blowing around. And guys, one more thing. Talk about a cruel joke, huh? We got about 8 inches of snow here. Allentown school students will be going to school tomorrow virtually. They don't have to leave. They can have school in their home. No snow day for Allentown students.
You know, someday when they're telling their great-grandkids about going to school both ways uphill in the snow, they'll just have to describe it with
Right.
Zoom, I guess.
Zoom.
A little bit
Right.
of a different effect, but hey, it's something. All right, thank you, Chris. From Lehigh County to Chester County we go. Let's see what kind of shape the roads are in right now. It's piled up out there. You can tell it's slippery. All-wheel drive is your friend in these kinds of conditions. PennDOT announced speed restrictions across the state as the storm started to roll in today. If you have to go out, definitely take it slow. Here's a time lapse from Westchester just showing how fast that snow moved in. You can see some of those headlights, the traffic change, and drivers navigating those snowy streets as huge flakes just pelted our camera. Let's head to Delco now and Wayne. Dawn, what's happening out there?
Well, Shana, we've seen a little bit of everything today. Right now, it's just a really cold rain, but you can see the sidewalks have not been shoveled here, and so there's a little snow on the sidewalks. The roads here, this is Lancaster Avenue. It's one of the main drags here, and it's not looking too bad, but the side streets are really bad. Let's take a look at some of the video that we shot earlier today. This is the plows out in force in Wayne. They had a tough job to do because the rain was just coming down, or the snow was just coming down earlier. It turned to rain probably about 5:30, freezing rain, sleet. So as I said, we've seen a lot of everything. I talked to the owner of a local plowing company, and he's had quite a day and night.
We've been out since this afternoon, and we've been from Villanova to Westchester. People are just stuck everywhere, and then other people try and pass the people that are stuck, and they get stuck, and then it's just nobody can go anywhere. It's awful. Every storm. You think they would learn by now.
You definitely think people would learn, right? Because we've seen a lot of stuck people ourselves. The big story right now is this freezing cold rain and the wind. I don't know if you can see the flags flapping in the wind up there, but it's a very windy, cold, miserable night here in Wayne. I mean, it looks pretty, but it's not so pretty when you're standing out in it, that's for sure, Shana and Jason.
We believe you. It does look pretty, and you look great too, Dawn. All right.
Thank you.
Stay warm out there. In Salem County, Pennsville got plenty of snow as well. When our crews got there, it started to turn into sleet, making those roads really icy and creating a lot of messy slush.
All archdiocesan schools in Philadelphia will go virtual tomorrow because of the weather. And as for archdiocesan schools in the suburbs, they may follow the direction from local school districts. Let's get out to Shawnette now. And how are things looking in the city?
Well, Jason, you know, I was extremely cool with the snow, but now the wind and whatever this crunchy stuff is that's happening, I could do without that. I just like the snow. But as we take a look down at where we are right now, you can see the sidewalks, and it's like this much around the city, are continuously being plowed. And then you take a look at the roads there, and you can see that they are still very gritty, very messy. But none of this mattered to people who were out tonight, surprisingly supporting local restaurants. Outside dining in Philly, not to be outdone by snow, sleet, or rain. In Rittenhouse this evening, people filled heated tents in the middle of a whiteout while helping businesses hopefully still have a good night. And then there are people like Ayeksha Neal working for DoorDash, picking up orders for people who want to stay at home during the storm.
I know this would be the most beneficial day that I could make money. I could probably make $500–600 just tonight by itself.
We talked to Neil picking up orders from the Cheesecake Factory in Center City.
It's hard out here finding jobs, and you know, this COVID has had everyone in shambles. I'm just here trying to do something productive and make some money to get through the holidays.
She says driving her car in the storm is a challenge, though.
It did not look like this an hour ago. It's coming down like lightning.
Ted, also a food deliverer, was out on his bike.
I have some fantastic tires, and I have a waterproof case for my phone, and this jacket's supposed to be waterproof.
Another man making food deliveries by bike has a different take.
I have a problem. Look at, you see, it's very problem. You know, my bike, you know, is moving.
In Spring Garden, businesses like Del Rossi's Cheesesteak Company say business remained the same today.
More or less, it is delivery. I imagine that people just got off the roads and wanted to stay home.
Overall, Center City stayed busy throughout the evening. Plenty of people out simply enjoying the snow.
This is very uplifting, and I love it.
All right, and so that young lady, Ayeksha, her birthday is actually on Christmas Day, and Shayna, she is hoping to get most of what we saw today on that special day. So we'll have to check in with Kathy Orr to see what her predictions are for Ayeksha's birthday.
Yeah, happy early birthday to her. Thank you, Shawnette. As we take a look at the Philadelphia skyline from our AtTheShore.com camera, the city has announced trash pickup will not be happening tomorrow. All sanitation crews were diverted to help out with snow duty, so if Thursday is normally your pickup day, it'll be Friday instead this week. And Friday pickups will now be on Saturday. Let's take you live down the shore for a look at the wet and deserted boardwalk in Wildwood. Wasn't that long ago that this was the place we all wanted to be, but not so much at the moment. Moving to Bucks County, looking live in Bensalem. They got 5 inches of snow there. Depending on where you live in the county, you could still be seeing some light snow or maybe some sleet by now.
And meanwhile, in Marlton, New Jersey, a sheet of ice now covering all that snow. This video was shared with us by Josh McNally as the sleet started falling tonight. It's starting to fall here in Delco, too. And look at this close call outside Pittsburgh. That's EMS workers having to run for cover as an out-of-control truck barrels into their vehicle. Ooh. This happened today while the crew was trying to help out someone in a different accident. But incredibly, the best news here is that nobody was hurt. But Kathy, you know, wow. A lot of people are out of practice from driving in the snow these days. I think they better get up to speed quickly.
Absolutely. It's always the first storm. It's the hardest. And when it verifies, when you actually see the snow, it's kind of shocking. We were really amazed at how quickly it came down, even though we knew it was going to come down about 1 inch or 2 inches an hour, especially up to the north. Look at Center City, Philadelphia. It's like a little winter wonderland. We do have areas of fog out there, so please be aware of that. Temperatures are going to continue to drop as our storm pulls away. So anything, even that's been treated, is going to refreeze overnight tonight. So lots of icy conditions come tomorrow morning. It's only 17 in the Poconos and 21 in Allentown. Still seeing this onshore flow with the storm just to the south of us. Mild temperatures in Millville and Wildwood, and even in the 40s in Atlantic City, and we're seeing some fog there as well. So cold temperatures to the north and west, mild to the south and east, but these winds are the big story, gusting to 40 miles an hour in the Poconos, gusting to 50 miles an hour, or I should say 40 in Wilmington, gusting near 50 miles an hour at the Atlantic City Airport, and that's some 9 miles inland. Wind chills right now, 1 below in the Poconos. We haven't seen that yet this fall. 22 is the wind chill in Wilmington, 19 in Philadelphia. It feels like 5 in Allentown, where our Chris O'Connell is. So very cold. And come tomorrow morning, wind chills in the teens. So tomorrow morning will be blustery. It will be brutal out there. We're not used to this. Then during the day, temperatures will be slowly rising. But you can see during the overnight, we're going to be transitioning from a little sleet in Philadelphia to a little snow, and then it comes to an end. Clouds will give way to sun, and that sun will work on melting some of the icy conditions. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Let's take another look outside live at Chester County. It's dark out there, but you can still tell the roads are covered. That slushy snow that Kathy was talking about, especially getting that icy layer on top, starting to add up. So if you do have to head anywhere, hopefully you don't, but if you do, just take it really slow. Leave a lot of space between you and any other vehicle.
And keep it right here on Fox 29. We are your weather authority, and we'll be taking you through the nor'easter hour by hour. And, of course, wake up early with Good Day. A half an hour earlier tomorrow morning, they'll be getting things started at 3:30.
Of course, the snow may be the top headline of the day, but as you know, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. And in Philadelphia today, the first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine went out to healthcare workers. Thomas Jefferson University Hospital sent us this video of their first nurse getting vaccinated. The hospital received just under 3,000 doses for its staff. And Pennsylvania University Hospital sent us some similar video. An emergency department nurse who just ended his night shift was the first staff member there to get the vaccine. Dr. Ayla Stanford with the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium also got that vaccine today, and she told us why it meant so much to do it publicly.
There's hesitancy in every community, and particularly in the African American community, because of past experiences and injustice with the healthcare system. And, you know, no one is asking anyone to forget that, because that is part of American history. But what I'm saying is, make a promise that it'll never happen again. Don't allow it to impede you from receiving what you need to protect yourself, to protect your family, to help us collectively get back to better days, and know that people like myself and other physicians around now have our eyes wide open. And I would never put something in my body that I thought would hurt me and take me away from my husband and my children.
And the pandemic is far from over. So Dr. Stanford says it's especially important for the most vulnerable communities, particularly the Black community, to protect themselves.
Let's get back to our storm coverage now and head up to North Jersey and up the New Jersey Parkway. And Dan Bowen standing by in Nutley, New Jersey. How are things up there, Dan?
Yeah, Nutley, New Jersey, Essex County off 151, exit 151 heading south on the Garden State Parkway. You can see some of the storm and some of the snow that's starting to accumulate, and the problems also piling up here in New Jersey. Down in South Brunswick, we know there are power problems. We know that there are wires that have come down onto the roadway there, the frozen wires that have come down that are causing a bit of problems there. We have one of the Garden State Parkway officials who's driving by now. How the roads look out there, sir?
They're not bad.
Not bad, he says. And we have a lot of impediments that are happening, or everything is okay?
Everything's okay.
Everything is okay for now, he's saying. Thank you very much, sir. And we've got all kinds of problems all up and down New Jersey, up and down the Garden State Parkway. The governor here has put us in a state of emergency, of course, and all counties here in New Jersey are under some kind of alert or warning, and that means that the different types of weather that we're dealing with, whether it's snow or ice or sleet or wind, it is just a mess out here. And no matter how much you clean up tonight, when you wake up tomorrow morning, you know that there are going to be problems, and there's going to be problems for at least the next few days, Jason.
All right, Dan Bowen's live in North Jersey for us, and conditions pretty much identical here in the Delaware Valley as well. Dan, thank you very much. And this storm is not going anywhere anytime soon. This is a look at people hard at work plowing in South Philly. And let's take another live look at Bucks County. A big concern now is the cold and the ice, and I'll throw in the wind on top of that. We'll check back in with Kathy, plus take you around the region coming up next.